It's Oh Hey Guys with Drew Harrison. We got a great show for you this week. We got a Tales from the Road. We got all the sports and comedy news, including a This Week in Comedy, presented by Comedian Discovery. And then to top it off, why don't we do a music video of the week? Huh? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button while we get this show rolling. Sebastian Stan joins Scarlett Jo as the newest cast members of Batman 2. He is set to play Harvey Dent. No word yet on if we get Two-Face out of the equation as well, but one could hope. And it looks like Scarlett Johansson is playing a new love interest, Gilda Gold, to Harvey Dent. So excited to see how that plays out. McDonald's is being sued for the McRib. Plaintiffs in Illinois are suing the fast food giant, claiming there's no actual rib meat in the McRib. It took them this long to figure out that wasn't real pork meat. What are we doing here? I'm going to go ahead and classify this as duh. What did you think it was? You think they were getting the finest of rib meat and shaping it into the shape of a rib? The suing train continues. Matt Khalil suing his ex-wife for the huge penis comments. She said my man was packing 2 Coke cans. The former NFL player says that those comments have created unwanted attention to him and his now wife. A lot of comments made online that he doesn't appreciate. I mean, what can they say to you, though? They can't be talking trash. You tired of receiving compliments and that-a-boys? A 6-tier football club in England knocked off the defending champs, Macclesfield. 6-tier, they don't even get to pay their players like that much money. Like they get a little stipend, I guess. You know, so you got the 10 tiers, and after the 5th tier, money is questionable at best. They defeated Crystal Palace 2-1 in the FA Cup with a team full of podcasters, gym owners. I think there was a land developer there, and the 2024 Love Island winner plays for Macclesfield. So that's who just upset Crystal Palace. Gotta love sports. A Pennsylvania man was found with so many bones. So many bones. He claims to be a grave robber, not a murderer. So I don't know if that makes it better. That's his defense, is they were already dead. I didn't kill him. He was caught red-handed too, leaving the cemetery with a bag of bones. Once they used a warrant to search his house, they found over 100 skulls, 2 decomposing torsos, and a bunch of mummified hands and feet. He's looking at 574 charges. And those range from anywhere from burglary, criminal trespassing, and abuse of a corpse. Head on down to your local record store and make sure you pick up Now That's What I Call Music Volume 122. We only made it to 122 by now. Figured we'd be in 4 digits at least, you know. My mom found out I enjoyed these CDs, and she got me the first 20. So shout out to Ma Dukes. You know, you don't realize how awesome you have a childhood you had until you're grown. So I had a great childhood. And part of that was Now That's What I Call Music. But now they're at volume 122 and still trucking. They got Louis Capaldi on here. They got Ed Sheeran on here. Chappell Roan, I hear the kids like her. And then a throwback to the original Now That's What I Call Music. Robbie Williams has a track on here. So that's awesome. All in all, 41 tracks on Now That's What I Call Music 122. Go check it out. Like I said, we got a great show up next. Sports. What a week in sports. My goodness, I covered all the bases. Hit us right from the get-go, letting us know that the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office has denied the Las Vegas A's trademarks and copyrights to Vegas Athletics and or Las Vegas Athletics. What are they supposed to call themselves? They're the Las Vegas Athletics. I get it, athletics is a broad term, but they are the Athletics. Star third baseman Bregman going to the Cubs on a 5-year, $175 million deal. NASCAR Commissioner Steve Phelps is stepping down. During all of the court proceedings with him and Jordan racing, some things came to light. Turns out he had quite a few despairing emails and text messages geared towards Richard Childress, a prominent team owner. So, if you already hate one of the owners and then you were trying to keep people from owning and you lost. You got to go. Speaking of got to go, Trae Young, old baby hair himself, heading to Washington, going to play for the Wizards on purpose. Like, he chose to go to Washington. That should be studied. I don't think any player has ever requested a trade to Washington. Send C.J. McCollum to Atlanta. The aging veteran gets another fresh start with another fresh team. Mavs Anthony Davis drama continues. Looks like he's got some ligament damage in his hand. Surgery is possible. He's going to be out a while. Congratulations to Kevin Durant passing Wilt Chamberlain as 7th on NBA's all-time scoring list. Like, all my man does is score. So that's awesome to see him creep his way up in the top 10, maybe get in the top 5 before it's all said and done. Patrick Kane becomes the 50th player to reach 500 goals. Super weird seeing him do it in a Red Wings jersey. Not going to lie, I can't get used to Patrick Kane playing for the Red Wings. I just can't do it. It was like seeing Brian McCann in a Yankees uniform and then an Astros uniform. Both hurt so much. 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter sends Miami to the college football championship. Ole Miss put up a fight, but the U took it home, going to play in the championship game. And then to add insult to injury, Chambliss gets denied his waiver by the NCAA, so he's going to have to turn pro. No more college for him. No more Ole Miss years for him. And then in the other semifinal, Indiana just blew him out. Like, everyone's like, that's going to be a game. It wasn't a game. It was not a game at all. It was such a bad game that they're talking about the Oregon quarterback might need to go back to college for another year instead of going to the pros. And then Mendoza, amongst talks of being the number 1 pick, dropping 5 touchdowns. Makes sense. He only has LinkedIn and YouTube on his phone. My man was focused. And we saw it coming news, Dolphins and Mike McDaniels part ways. And then in more shocking news, Baltimore and John Harbaugh part ways. But have no fear, my man's going to get a job immediately. 7 teams called to talk to Harbaugh. And at the time, there was only 7 openings, 1 being Baltimore. I don't think they called about the coach. They just fired. So that was, it could have been Miami because they hadn't gotten rid of McDaniels yet. They were like, hey, we're going to fire a coach. What's he talking about? Matt Ryan is named president of football for the Falcons. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool title. What are you? I am president of football for this team. My Panthers put up a fight. All these games were great. The Rams get the win over the Panthers, but they made it tough. They made it super tough, all right? They play the number 2 Bears next. So that'll be a fun NFC semifinal, Bears-Rams. The 49ers hanging on to beat Philly. Philly, the defending champs, going home in the first round. But the 49ers take on division foe Seattle next. So that's the last 4 in the NFC. Seattle, San Francisco, Chicago, and the LA Rams. Over on the AFC side, you had 2 heavyweights throwing blows, but it turns out Josh Allen and the Bills will be advancing over Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. They head to Denver to play the Broncos next. Josh Allen versus Bo Nix. I'm excited because one of them has to lose. The Pats defeat the Chargers so bad that they talking about blowing up the whole Chargers organization. Like, y'all made the playoffs, but it just weren't good enough. Scored 3 points. You got Justin Herbert. The Pats await the winner of Houston and Pittsburgh tonight on Monday Night Football. This Week in Comedy. Presented by Comedian Discovery. Go check out his Instagram page at Comedian Discovery. Also on YouTube, collaborating with great up-and-coming comics to get those specials out to the people. So give him a follow, give him some support. Go check out a show that he produces in and around Nashville when you get a chance. On January 1st, Aaron Sutherland dropped Turtle Boy on YouTube. It's one of my favorite Bluey episode titles, Turtle Boy. It's fantastic. I don't know, I'm a little skeptical. He said he grew up in a weird place, Scarecrow Festival, and a cereal factory. So that sounds pretty dope to me. But then he got me back on board with the insane good mom stuff because I had an insane but fantastic mother growing up. And I wholeheartedly felt it when he said family misdemeanor time. Not going to go into it too much because there might still be some statute of limitation stuff out there. All right. But Turtle Boy by Aaron Sutherland on YouTube, a great watch. Go check it out. On January 6th, Sean Murphy dropped his new special, Long Story Thin, on Mark Norman's YouTube channel. Seeing him on stage and just being like, all right, let's get to a joke. Great way to start. You know, a lot of comics don't know how to start their special. He faced it head on and said, oh yeah, jokes, that's what we're supposed to be doing. And I agree, getting bullied at your day job does mold the funny, even though his day job is babysitting 10-year-old twins. Kids are ruthless. He is fighting the good fight, though, sticking up for the white ladies of the world. January 7th saw Marcelo Hernandez drop American Boy on Netflix. Such a great, versatile, funny cast member on SNL, like a lot of his sketches. And that voice, my goodness, his voice is just distinct and unique and just so dadgum entertaining. Dancing with Ma Dukes, great start. Got the bonus points with the family, felt endearing to us. Just love seeing how comics start their specials, and this was top notch. And until this, I didn't know what it looked like for someone to have their mom just not allow them to have ADD. So that was a refreshing insight, because I too had ADD growing up. They just in the 90s called it academically gifted and made my schoolwork way harder. Oh, you mean the kid that's not paying attention was not getting challenged enough? More challenge. January 14th, Godfrey is dropping his special Rebel with a Cause in theaters. What is this, 99, 2000? Nah, but going the Kings of Comedy at your local AMC route in 2025 is a bold choice, and we will see how it works out. Very intrigued to see the numbers a stand-up comedy special pulls in theaters these days. But it is at AMC, so if there is one near you, go check it out. That's our comedy recommendations coming to you from Comedian Discovery. Go check him out on Instagram, YouTube, all the good stuffs. Show him the support and love he deserves that he's showing to us, the comedians of the world. Up next, we got Tales from the Road. We're back for another Tales from the Road, and I'm joined this time by a special guest. We used to have a podcast together called My Funny Friends, and I had a blast doing it. He's also helped me run the last 4 years of Stone Cold Sober before we laid it to rest. It's Mr. Will Abeles.
Hello, Drew.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, of all the things you could have said, that was the nicest stuff.
Right. We've had fun over the years, man.
This man has almost given me a heart attack on
a few times,
on a weekly basis.
I feel like that was implied with we ran a podcast and a show together. I figured people could read between the lines on
They could see just like a slight twitch in your eye come back. Like, did you always twitch like that?
So you've been all over the road, man. How you've been coast to coast, north to south, east to west,
everywhere but the southwest, and that'll change in April.
There you go, man.
Yeah,
awesome. Well, I'm sure you have plenty of tales from the road, but do you have one particular one that sticks out for you?
I mean, it's mostly just me in my car screaming Taylor Swift and then screaming about Taylor Swift.
I do have to say that this man was so hyped up on energy drinks in Atlanta one time, he almost jumped out of the car in stop-and-go traffic.
I mean, look, Atlanta traffic needs something to you need something to entertain the folks around you.
Yes,
and I was like, if not now, then when?
Then when?
But no, man, road's been good, and it's been really awesome seeing all these different scenes, meeting all these different comics and stuff. Honestly, it's funny because it's been some of the more tame that I've been because I'm not drinking, so I'm just like
tones the adventures down.
So the little voice in my head that like normally when I'm drinking that goes, "Hey, there's about to be some chaos. You should go see where that chaos goes," or add into it. Doesn't happen as much. So I've mostly been like having these really cool conversations with just like regular people and stuff.
Awesome, dude.
Like for example, I was so last June, end of May into June, I toured. Was it 5, 6? Well, it's like 6 weeks in Nashville. It was like 4 weeks on the road, like in my car, and then like 2 weeks of just like going other places.
Yeah.
But the cool part about that was like the shows were all great, like no complaints about the shows. But I was just meeting all these really interesting people, like just on the road, and like all these weird coincidences kept happening.
Yeah.
Like I was in Clark's Fork, Idaho. Which I believe Rob Wentz said he was from there. So like
that makes sense.
Yeah. He told me he was like, watch out for skinheads, and I was like, this is gonna be great.
The fact that we've met people like it makes sense that Rob Wentz is from Idaho, John Dollar's from Montana.
Yeah,
like you see people and then they say where they're from, and you're like,
oh, this is what they look like. This is how they act.
This is how they act.
Yeah. So I was in Clark Fork. So I had this idea of sometimes you got to go try things to find out they're a terrible idea.
I don't know if we share that opinion, but yeah. Sure.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go on the road for 4 weeks, and I'm gonna camp for like half of it. And that part of the country is made for camping, but I wasn't like fully prepared to camp. Like,
camping's only as fun or as good as the equipment you have.
Yeah, right. So like I get to Idaho and I'm like, all right, it's gonna be like there's a site called Hip Camp, which is like Airbnb for camping.
Okay.
So you can like find cabins, you can find all this other stuff.
That's nice.
And so I found this site that I was like, oh, this will like I found this like campsite, in like the middle of nowhere, Idaho. I was like, okay, the first like 3 days of the tour was I had to drive to Omaha, which was like 16 hours. Then from there to Rapid City, from Rapid City to Bozeman.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's like 2 or 3 days of just nonstop driving
and nothingness, and driving through nothingness.
The most beautiful, like once you get to a certain point, it is like one of the most beautiful sights you'll see. But you're just slowly
flat
losing.
Highway for a long time.
Yeah, and you're just kind of losing your mind for a bit until you get to like once you get past Kansas City, then it's like okay, we're good.
Yeah.
But so I was like, all right, I went up to Bozeman and we did Helena. We did a couple. Me and Adam Mamwala, I was opening for him. That was its own thing, which I'll get to in a sec. But I was like, all right, I'm gonna need like to recharge for 2 days. I'll go camping. And in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna get like a cool cabin and I'm gonna get like a hot tub and blah blah. I didn't get any of those things; they were too expensive. So I got a campsite that I thought would have like a cool outdoor shower, and there would be other people around, and there'd be like a community. So I get there, no cell service. There's just a map and a walkie-talkie and a note from the camp owners that are like, hey, if anything comes up, use a walkie-talkie. You don't have any service up here. And I was like, oh, this isn't good. And so I go to my campsite. No one else is up there at this time because it's like the middle of the week. And I am by like a creek, which was cool. And the shower was like fine. Like the outdoor shower was actually pretty awesome. But you're just like, you're sitting by this creek. You're by yourself. And you're surrounded by like woods, and you're just kind of like cooking food, and you're like, "Oh, this is like when grizzlies attack."
Yeah,
like this is
when grizzlies attack.
Yeah, like I've seen this, right? so
I've seen this.
I just kind of like, and at the time I was drinking, so I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna sit by this fire. I'm gonna drink until I go to sleep."
Gonna marinate myself.
Yeah, I'm just gonna marinate. And so it's and the other thing is at that time of year, it's light out until like 11 o'clock, and then it comes back out at like 4:30.
Oh wow!
So it's only dark for like 5 hours. So your sleep schedule is just all over the place. So go to sleep, wake up, and I'm like, I got to get out of this campsite for like the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So I get down to. I finally find service somewhere. I think I get down to the main town. There's no. I run into like a local. The town itself has like 300 people in it. Like it's a super tiny town. Yeah. And
I just assumed all of Idaho had 300 people. So
besides like Boise, it does seem it gets And so I meet this like lady in the town. I was like, hey, is there like a coffee shop with Wi-Fi? And she's like, no.
What's the Wi-Fi? What's she talking about?
Yeah, she's like, there is a building I can get you into that would have Wi-Fi. It was like a community building or like it was part of the city council or something like that.
We send the emails once a week.
Yeah, kind of. And so she's like, you can go down to I find this other coffee shop that's like just outside of town. It's like literally like a toll booth that serves coffee. So I'm able to get service. I'm able to like check on my phone. I actually have texts from friends being like, you haven't posted on Instagram in 24 hours. This is just proof of life. Yeah. And I get coffee. I start talking to the person. She's like, oh, you got to go to Sandpoint. You got to go to Sandpoint. That's like the town. And she's like, it's about a half hour away. There's stuff to do there. I'm like, okay. So it's half hour away. I'm driving through. Beautiful. Get to Sandpoint. Town's only 10,000 people. It is drastically different from the town of 300 people. There's like breweries. There's like comedy there apparently. Like I was like looking into that and I was like, am I going to try and pull comedy off? But I get there and I'm a single guy on the road. So you're like, well, let's just pull out the old dating apps. Let's see where we're at. So I'm flipping through Bumble in Sandpoint, Idaho, just like, just who will have me, right? And I match up with this person, and she just immediately was like, what are you doing in Sandpoint, Idaho? And I tell her everything. I'm like, well, I'm just traveling through and blah, blah. I'm staying here and blah, blah.
Not something like a grifter serial killer would say, just traveling through.
Just passing through. I haven't shaved in like a week at this point, I'm just like, I'm like slightly smelly because I'm using an outdoor shower and like camp soap.
You can only get so clean.
Yeah. So we start talking and I I bounce around town all day, but I get back to the camp, and then I kind of do the same thing where I'm just sort of slowly slipping into madness and looking for cougars and stuff. Find out if I just walked like 100, like not even 100 yards, maybe like 70 yards, there were like other Airbnbs around me, but they're in the woods, so I just didn't see them. So once I found those, I was like, oh, I'm okay being here.
Yeah.
But it took me like
other people here.
Yeah, it took me exploring to find out these people were there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not something you see at night when you're trying to establish camp and get situated.
No, and you're just like the way this thing was set up, like you are just like there was like these bush leading into the woods, a creek, more woods, and then woods.
Yeah.
So you're just like, okay,
woods on woods on woods.
I can't see that deep into it, so you're like anything could be watching me at this point.
Yeah.
So this person ended up just chatting for a minute, and then the next day, like she's like, well, let me follow you on Instagram. Like your journey sounds interesting. Find out. I saw that she went to Chapman University in Orange County, California, and we're about the same age. And I was like, "Oh, did you go to Chapman?" She was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, did you know this person?" And she's like, "Yeah, they were in my sorority." And I was like, "Oh, this person I dated when I was in college." And I was like, "Wait a minute, were you at the Halloween party in 2010?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I was at the Halloween party." So we put it together. We partied together back in college, and this is like, and we're still friends. We still talk all the time.
And she's in Idaho.
And she's in Idaho now. She's in LA, I think. But it was just the funniest. Like, so little things like that though kept happening, where there's these really like small thing of like, what are the odds that someone I dated in college
just
who is
reminding you that this is all a simulation? Yeah.
Man, if this is, I saw this on TikTok. It was like a noise on TikTok where it was like, if this is a simulation, can like I get some money?
Just like all the games I play, man, I got no money.
Yeah. I was like, just something. But so things like that kept happening. Where there's always like really small, like that was one that was like that really hit close to home. But there were these other little moments that you were just like, what? And it just, I don't know. The coolest thing about it was like it made the world feel a lot smaller in a good way, where you're
yeah, for sure. Like there's people out there that have my back no matter what part of the country I'm in.
Yeah. And you just find out that like you're not that far, it's like strange because, I've only been in the Pacific Northwest 2 or 3 times ever.
Beautiful up
there.
Yeah,
and it's gorgeous.
God,
but and then it makes this thing where it's like, oh, I found a new friend up there that's already a friend of someone else.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, so there's a lot of cool stuff like that, and then, but I'll tell you, I've been very well behaved on the road lately.
Look at you. I'm very proud of you.
I've been doing good.
I'm proud. This is a dude that we would go on the road together and call him in the morning. He's like, I'm like 4 towns over, man. I don't know what happened the other night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Like Charleston, I think about once a month and just.
Which part of Charleston? The day spa?
The only part.
The day spa?
Yeah, everything else was fine about Charleston, in my opinion.
That's why I was like, what are you talking about, Charleston?
No, that was the funniest part about this show.
And also, I understand the situation around Charleston. I was mad, too. I just was doing the number game and realized how outnumbered we were.
And I was like, let's just burn it to the goddamn
I wasn't not feeling the same rage you were. I was just like...
Well, and what's funny is you had a good set.
Because you just throw it to the wind.
It was one of those where so it was like instead of like watching you and going, "Oh, that's what I should do. I should just do this set." I was like, "No, I'm just gonna get everyone really angry."
I'm gonna talk trash about the hairy dude.
But anyway, so I did this 6-week tour. I mean, I've been touring nonstop, but like that was like the
big chunk of it. Yeah,
there was a lot of stuff going on there. It was like I had tried getting sober, didn't work out that first time. Like just trying to, pretty much on the complete outs with the scene here at that time. Like, I was just like, what am I doing? And so I wanted to go do that trip because it was like, I need some time alone, some time away from Nashville, and just like, kind of be like, what am I doing with comedy?
Understandable, man.
Yeah, and when you just kind of throw yourself into it like that, you sort of come out the other end and go, oh, okay, now I know what to do. And things have been getting progressively better since then, so it was a good call. But it was all these really cool experiences. Like, I was in Westport, Washington, and chatting at a bar because my show got canceled because the venue didn't tell anyone there was a show, but I got a free lodging.
Surprise comedy.
Yeah, I know, surprise. And turns out like the guy I'm talking about TV production because the guy next to me is an artist in town, and we're all just sort of talking about that kind of stuff. And this guy said something, and I don't know what it is, but something in my brain was like, this guy is somebody. And I was like, wait, is Westport known for The Deadliest Catch? And the guy's like, I'm the welder from The Deadliest. So things like that kept happening where I was like, what? This is crazy.
I'm waiting for you to tell me you had that Dierks Bentley song where he's at a bar talking to some random dude and dude dies and leaves him like $1 billion. Like, I'm waiting for that scenario to happen.
You have no idea how I'm just praying for that to happen.
Yeah.
Praying for that. Dude, there was this lady, these two ladies, same town, because, I'm just like, I'm bar hopping. So I'm like, I have nothing to do in this town. I was here for shows, whatever. And there was these two old ladies that, like, you can tell have been on the docks for, like, 40 years. And they're best friends, big blonde hair, tattoos, but the tattoos are getting faded because they're at that age. And we're the only three in this bar. And this waitress is... This bar's known for its Bloody Marys. They do those Bloody Marys that, like, give you, like,
stuff.
a meal. Yeah. So
get a whole chicken.
So one of the ladies orders one, and this bartender, there's three of us. I got a beer and a shot. The other lady got like a like mojito, something like that. This poor bartender took like 40 minutes to make this thing, and it's not like that complicated. It's a little complicated, but it's not that. It's a Bloody Mary, right?
I mean, it's just vodka and tomato juice, right?
Yeah, and she keeps saying like, "Oh, I'm a new mom, and I usually work the morning shift," and you're like, how do you not know how to make a Bloody Mary in the morning shift? Yeah. We're like, what are you talking about? And she just can't focus. The problem is she keeps like telling stories and she can't focus. And she keeps saying like, I have mom brave. And I'm like, oh, when she's saying I'm a new mom, she's meaning like, I'm thinking about my kids right now. I can't get focused, right? So she makes the whole thing, takes 45 minutes, hands it to this lady. And the lady goes, and she's about to drink it. And the bartender's like, stop, don't drink it. And she's like, I forgot to put in tomato juice. So what she filled it with was just the hot sauce, like just the hot mix. And the lady like looks at me and her friend and she's like, well, I gotta try it now. And like tries it, like almost just immediately throws up.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Hot sauce, bro. Me and her friend are howling with laughter.
Hot sauce and vodka?
Just hot sauce, like not a pint of it, a pint of hot sauce and vodka. And then like the owner comes over, he's like, what's going on? She's like, oh, this lady's having a hard time making my drink. He makes a drink, comps it, blah, blah. We start talking. Comedy comes up, obviously. And I say what I'm doing in town. And she's like, oh, you do comedy like Matt Rife? And I was like,
yes,
just like Matt Rife. And she's like, well, all right, they put dollars on this thing, so I'm buying you $1. Or she's like, I'm putting your name on this. I don't know. She made me sign $1 and they put it on the roof. Yeah. And then she's like, and then you got to sign one for me so I can take it with me in case you become famous. And I was like, that's kind of fun.
That's cool.
But anyway, stories like that, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to write all this down and I just don't have the focus and all that kind of stuff. And so I decided I was going to do, it's a podcast, but it's essentially an audio journal, and just go through it and kind of day to day, because not only was I trying to rediscover, like kind of find myself again, I was also like, managing what I now know is a relapse the whole time.
Right.
And so you're on the road managing an anxiety attack, doing stand-up by yourself, money is as tight as it could possibly be. And that was last summer, and I've learned from it that just don't do comedy on the road June and July because no one wants to go to a show unless you're like incredibly, like if you're like the Josh Johnson, Matt Rife level of like, we'll buy a ticket no matter what. There's no point in being on the road, which I didn't know until I went out and did it. And so now I'm doing this kind of audio journal thing where it's just each episode is, depending on where I'm at in the journey, like a day or a whole town or whatever it was. And then just kind of wrapping it up and talking about my experiences, the people I met, and just sort of for people that are also experimenting or trying to get sober, just sort of like it's okay to fail at this. It's gonna take a lot of time, and that's something I also had to learn on there. So it's called Williker, and I'm trying to get it out by January 21st. But I'm waiting on the intro song, and it's a Nashville musician, so it'll probably be amazing. But it's a Nashville musician, so it might never get back to me. But hopefully January 21st will be the first couple episodes in that.
Well, perfect.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, thank you so much. Where can they find you online?
Find me on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube at Will Abeles Comedy. And you can find me on Reddit at Stubbs McGee 88.
Fair enough. Reddit's a hellhole.
It's terrifying. But when it's good, it's good. When it's good, it makes you feel so good. When it's bad, you're like, I'm quitting. I'm quitting right now.
Yeah. Music video of the week time. Got some bangers for you. I'm not lying. These songs have been stuck in my head all week. And now it's your turn. Cover of the week, it is This Wild Life covering Sabrina Carpenter's Man Child. It's just two big burly dudes covered in tattoos playing instruments that you wouldn't think they would pick up, and just everything about this just blows your mind. Dude's got a sunflower tattoo, playing the slide guitar. Man looks like he works on your diesel trucks, playing the acoustic guitar, hitting an octave you didn't think he could hit. Just everything about this music video is just A+. DaBaby's got a new song out called Insult Me. Music video is fantastic. It's really him and his daughter putting boots to the media. It's great. We're warning, there is a scene in there where he has to take out some dudes in front of his daughter, but he's already talked about that on another song, so you kind of, we're used to it from him. And his little girl singing, "Watch How You Talk to My Dad." Oh, man. Watch how you talk to her dad. You know what I mean? Another video that caught my eye this week is similar China. Great tribute to one of the greatest female wrestlers of all time, China, the ninth wonder of the world. It's haunting. It's got some like grunge feel about it in the performance, and then it's got some old footage of China interwoven into it, and it's just eerie and just reminds you how dirty we did her, man. Like, she cried out for help publicly and no one was really there for her. She was this giant woman who was just talented. She could speak 4 languages. She could play the cello, the violin. She just wanted to be loved. And that lyric has just been playing over and over in my head. They'll never put China in the Hall of Fame. And that's a bummer, because it's where she belongs. Enough sadness, though. Our music video of the week is all about uplifting energy, and it's some God rap. I'm not going to lie to you. I love God rap. If I'm getting my religious music, I prefer it in form of hip-hop. So our music video of the week is D1 and Project Pat with "All Glory to God." I'm just a vessel trying to resist the devil. My man is spitting hot fire and brimstone, killing it. Just a powerful song, man. It just reminds you of your blessings, and you got another day on this planet, so enjoy it. And, all glory be to God. So that is our music videos of the week. Go check them out. But again, I warn you, they will be stuck in your head, especially Project Pat's verse. My man has not missed a step. Been in the game so long, it's natural. And that's it for our show this week, guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, starting your week off with old Uncle Drew. I appreciate you. Just remember, guys, the world is on fire. What better time to be nice to your community? Because we're all weird. It's more fun when we're together. We'll see you next time.